I love Thanksgiving, the food, the gathering, the stress on gratitude. I have such special memories of hours playing with my cousins, of wonderful Thanksgivings in Massachusetts buried under snow, the pies and the leftovers stored on the screened-in porch because there wasn't enough space in the fridge. I can remember how it felt to sit at the kids' table and wait for the grown-ups to bring you your plate of food, hoping they'd brought the sweet potatoes with the marshmallow on top. I can remember how it felt to hope that no one would ask you to be the one to say grace. Gathering with loved ones, coming together to eat delicious food prepared with love, offering expressions of thanksgiving, reminding one another that gratitude matters. All of these are valuable things. All of these are worthy endeavors. They're part of the fabric of human living. And this holiday we celebrate can often still offer a hard pill to swallow for many of us. In the book that we just read, we're reminded that many across our country call this a day of mourning, not one of thanksgiving. This day and the history that led to it changed the course of this land forever. It was 1621, the Pilgrims' second winter, and many of them had died. And the indigenous people taught them how to care for themselves and care for the land. And then a big feast occurred during that harvest time. These are all true things. And for a moment, there was peace and playfulness and sharing and love. One moment that, because history is often told by the powerful, has become glorified instead of understood as the aberration that it really was. Telling the truth matters. It's a way of embracing what really is in its wholeness, instead of whitewashing it or making it feel palatable to those of us who remain in positions of power. Too often, we leave our Thanksgiving tables feeling unsettled, perhaps because we didn't tell the truth about this day, or perhaps because we didn't call out Aunt Ida on her racist comment, or maybe because Uncle Phil clearly made the day uncomfortable for our LGBTQ relative and we didn't say anything about it. Sometimes in aid of family togetherness, we compromise what we know to be right. And I totally understand why. I really do get it. And I'm not going to tell you how you should behave at your gatherings this week, but I'm going to make some suggestions. I do think that our story this morning teaches us that we can tell complicated truths, things that seem to contradict each other, but don't. They're just both true, holding together both the joy of Thanksgiving and the truth of its history. And I do think that when we don't tell that whole truth, we give tacit permission for the lies that are the foundation of oppression and that allow violence to continue. When we don't, we become part of the ongoing perpetuation of a culture that condones prejudice. I do think also that if we aren't the ones to tell our family that this comment was racist or that comment made our trans child feel unwelcome, then we miss a chance to make real the values that we hold. And if it's not going to be us, then who's it going to be? And I know, please believe me, I know what it feels like and how it feels like maybe you're annoying others, right? Or that it stirs up family stuff that's easier to let lie. Or that it ends in other people saying, you just can't take a joke, or you're being so self-righteous. But a bit of discomfort is nothing when we compare it to the horrors of the past and the present. You may not have turned on your news yet this morning, so you may not have heard about the shooting in Colorado at the gay nightclub. At least 5 people are dead, many more are wounded. And this, of course, the night before the Transgender Day of Remembrance that commemorates the many trans lives stolen by violence. It is heartbreaking, unacceptable. And while part of the answer in this country is gun control, another part of the answer is changing our culture. And that's going to take every last one of us making sure that we, as an individual, are a force for welcome and affirmation and love. making sure that we prize the safety and wholeness and belovedness of all above our own comfort. We can hold together love for our family with uncompromising values, shared with compassion and kindness. Both can be true. We must do this so that our indigenous siblings, our siblings of color, our LGBTQ siblings all know that we will tell the truth about what has been and still is endured, and so that they know that they will absolutely have allies, people who will stand by them as they lead the way to liberation and justice and equity. Truth-telling is a gift, sometimes a hard one to give and often a hard one to receive, but it is a gift nonetheless, to others and to us. Because when we tell the truth, our wholeness grows, and so does all of ours.